Hi there. So this breathing practice I'm just going to do it for 10 minutes. So not too long, just the right length that you'll be able to do it regularly. And it's called the breath to prevent you from freaking out. So close your eyes. Every 90 to 120 minutes, our breathing alternates to the opposite nostril. It's part of the wonderful way that the body regulates. When you breathe through one nostril, and we've done alternate nostril breathing, so you're familiar with this. When you breathe through one nostril, you're having a tendency to stimulate the opposite side of the brain. So breathing through your left nostril has the effect of activating more on the right brain. Right nostril, left brain. So the science of it is, it also works with insomnia. So if you're having a hard time sleeping, your mind is racing. Or if you're feeling anxious and overwhelmed, then the trick is to tune in and notice which nostril is dominant. And then once you've established which one is dominant, and it's very subtle, okay, so it's not a really obvious, it's something you just have to kind of sense, and then you switch and you encourage the other nostril to be dominant. So interlace the hands, have the right thumb on top of the left, and your hands just here at your heart center. And close your eyes and begin to become aware of your breath. And so what I'd like you to do is just begin to notice the breath at the tip of your nostrils. And see, can you notice which side has more breath? So invariably, the breath is going to be maybe going through both nostrils, but a bit more through one than the other. I find we have a tendency to second guess ourselves and not trust our perception. Generally, I have found with this practice, my first sense, oh, it's this nostril, is usually correct. And so just take a few more breaths, really focused on noticing which nostril is dominant. And now, once you've established which nostril is dominant, I want your intention be to breathe with more dominance to the other nostril. So you're going to switch the dominance from whichever nostril you have perceived to be more dominant and start breathing more through the other nostril. Long, deep breaths. Very focused. Stay very present. Continuing to breathe through that nostril. shoulders relaxed. Long deep breath. Generally speaking, to create a shift in our brain waves, to cultivate the effect of any of our breathing practices, you need about 3 minutes. So if you're using this practice on your own, let this video to help yourself become more grounded and feeling less overwhelmed, then I'd encourage you to go sit in the bathroom, lock the door, and set your timer for about 4 minutes. Allow yourself 30 seconds to determine the dominant nostril, 3 minutes breathing through the other nostril, and then about 30 seconds observing the effects. So just stay here now, just a few more moments, very focused. Attention on that nostril as you breathe in and out. All these breathing practices that we do, you don't have to believe me, you just have to experience it yourself. And you become the teacher. You become the master of yourself. You begin to really integrate these practices into your life. You start to change your chemistry, your neural pathways, your thought processes. Taking a pause, creating temporary halt in that unconscious and conscious momentum of our mind propelling us forward. So really creating that pause so we can become very aware of the subtlety of our breath. So now take a deep inhale. Pause, hold the breath. Draw up to the pelvic floor, relax the shoulders, chest up, chin in. Exhale, release. Just sit for a moment. Our mind are like two wild horses. And either we're holding onto a big long rope and allowing those horses go wild and drag us along behind them. Or we take the reins and we go in the direction that we choose. But to do that, we have to really apply these practices and really talk to ourselves. First of all, always with kindness. And then secondly, self-correcting. Not letting ourselves go down the rabbit holes. Not letting the momentum of thoughts drive us. So any of these practices that cause a halt to the thinking mind and force you to become very present with your breath. It's going to have a very positive effect. Namaste. As they say in yoga, yoga is 1% theory and 99% practice. And so just keep practicing and see for yourself benefit.